Okay, welcome to those in attendance at this remote meeting of Aberdeen City Licensing Board. Please note that the meeting will be recorded and published online for public access after the meeting. Can all attendees switch on, as in members of the board, switch on their cameras, but keep their mics muted when not speaking. The date for today's meeting is the 25th of May 2021. I will now ask the clerk to undertake a roll call of the members participating today, and for all members to confirm their attendance once their name has been announced by the clerk, so that it's clear in the recording of the meeting, and it can also be recorded by the clerk in the minute. If I could just remind members that the meeting does have quasi-judicial business, and members are reminded they should not leave the room or meeting during consideration of any application. So over to yourself, Mr. Munro, to do a roll call.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, convener.
Here.
Thank you. Councillor Cameron.
Here.
Thank you. Councillor DeBar, I believe, has sent her apologies. Councillor Grant.
Here.
Thank you. Councillor Gregg.
Here.
Thank you. Councillor McClellan.
Here.
Thank you. Councillor Townsend.
Here.
Thank you. Councillor Mackenzie.
Here.
Thank you. And we've also had apologies for Councillor Seller.
Oh, no, he's here. He's appeared.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, Councillor Seller.
Oh, no, I had to use a cross as decline, but great you're here, Philip.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, so 8 in attendance, and the only apologies from Councillor Dunbar.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Mr. Munro. Okay, if we could move on to the business for today. Item agenda 1, we have the minutes of the meeting of the 13th of April 2021. They are outlined on pages 3 to 8. Can we agree they're the minute? Okay. Right, the list of applications, item 2. The first application is at 2.1, and it's the application for the premises licence of Aberdeen Science Centre, 179 Constitution Street. Mr. Munro.
Thank you, convener. Yep, as you said, this is an application for provisional premises licence, and you'll see from the information sheet that there have been no objections or representations. Everything is within policy. I believe there may be somebody from the Science Centre here if you do wish to hear from them.
Members, any questions? No, I'm not seeing any. So we're happy to grant the provisional licence. Yeah, agreed.
Agreed.
Excellent. Thank you very much, members. Okay, moving on to item 2.2, which is a variation of premises licence from the Brig o' Dawn. Mr. Munro.
Okay, thank you. Can I just say, Mr. Snelling, I presume you were here for the Science Centre one, is that right?
I was, yes.
Yeah, just to confirm that has been granted because everything's within policy. So thank you for turning up, but there's no issues. So you're right, your application has been granted.
Wonderful. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yes, thank you, convener. On to number 2, which, as you say, is the Brig o' Dawn, which is a variation in terms of their licensed hours and an extension to their external area. My understanding is that there's nobody appearing for this one. There have been no representations or objections, and again, everything is within policy.
Okay, members, there's nobody other than officers to ask any questions to. Has anybody got any questions? We do have the LSO, of course, and the police. No, we're happy? Okay, so, thank you. Okay, so that's variation granted for that one. This could be quite a quick meeting, folks. Moving on to 2.3, which is a major variation for the Co-op North Teesside Road. Mr. Munro.
Yes, we're about to get deja vu, I think, for the next few, but yes, this is the first of the cooperative applications, as you say, for North Teesside Road. You'll see it's a variation to include home deliveries and also background music for this one. Again, there have been no representations or objections. They have agreed to our usual condition on delivery driver training.
Okay, Councillor Cameron.
Thank you, convener. Yeah, deja vu was what I really wanted to speak about. We've got a series of these, all basically with the same request, with the exception of this one where they're asking about background music. and one that I spoke to Mr. Munro yesterday about because the agreeing to delivery driver training had been missed off the description. And also the name was wrong at the top, although the application was perfectly okay. Is it in order to, and they all seem to have the same comments, i.e. no representations. Is it in order to deal with them because it's the same company all at the same time, or do we have to go through them one at a time just to stay on the right side of the law?
No, I mean they are for separate premises, but they're the same applicant. And as you say, I was going to come on to it, but yes, 2.7 is for Stonywood Road and Dice, and not a repeat of, I think it was North Deeside Road again, that we had on the info sheet. So yes, my apologies for that. But yes, this one has obviously the addition of background music because that's not in their current license. The rest are just the addition of the delivery driver training. But absolutely, if you're happy to take them all at once, then you're right, they're all for the exact same thing other than this one, and yes, they're all within policy and none of them have attracted any objections or representations.
Convener, I would be happy to take that approach, but obviously I'm just one of 8.
Yeah. No, I mean, what I'd thought to do, because this one had the slight difference from the rest of them, I was going to take this one first, then I was going to put the rest of them together. So it's just because it had that slight difference.
No, I'd be quite happy with that, Convener.
Okay.
Thank you.
So can we first of all just agree the co-op on the North Deeside Road individually, because it has got that additional. So can we just agree that, members? Agreed?
Great.
Okay, then taking the following items, which is 2.24, 2.25, 2.26 and 2.27, noting obviously the address was slightly wrong on Stonywood. It was showing it was North Deeside Road. With that accepted, can we agree those variations? Great, excellent.
Thank you, Convener. Yeah, and just for clarity, they have agreed the delivery driver conditions for all of the applications. So again, that was omitted from the info note in error. So my apologies for that.
After yesterday's, we were letting you off.
It's going to be
For
from one
those who
extreme
don't know
to
what I'm
another.
talking about, poor Sandy had to give a 2-hour presentation at the licensing committee trainings. He did all the talking. Okay, moving on to number 8, which is excuse me, an application for a variation of premises license at the Wellington Hotel. Mr. Munro.
Yeah, thank you. Convener. Another fairly straightforward one. Again, it's a variation of the hours, and again, an addition of an external area. Again, it's all within policy and has attracted no objections or representations.
Can we agree? Agreed.
Great.
Okay, moving on to item 3, which is the Gambling Act, Gambling Policy Statement. Do you want to introduce this, Mr. Munro, or?
I will defer to Arlene. It's her report, so I will pass on to Arlene to do her introduction for this one.
Thank you, Arlene.
Thank you. This is just the gambling policy statement in terms of the Gambling Act 2005. The statement requires to be updated every 3 years. The current policy expires in January 2022, and we have to have a revised edition published by the 3rd of January. The changes to the policy are highlighted in red in Appendix 1, and the report's recommending that you agree to a 12-week consultation, and thereafter we'll report back on the results of the consultation.
Okay, first of all, thank you, Arlene, for all the work as usual. Is there any questions for Ms. Dunbar? No, not seeing any questions. You see, you write it nice and concisely, so we don't need to question you. It's easily understood, which is always good when it's going out to public consultation. So can we agree the recommendations on page 181, which is that 2.1, carry out a 12-week consultation on the terms of an updated policy and instruct the clerk to the board to report the findings back to the board for its consideration. Can we agree?
Great.
Excellent. Thank you very much, members. Thank you again, Arlene, for the report. That concludes the business of the licensing board for today. However, if members could stay on because we have a couple of matters to deal with following the board.
Yeah, there's something else just to double check. Sorry, convener. We've had a request from the forum to set a date for the joint meeting. So it was to just obviously canvass the board as to when they would prefer. Obviously, we normally do it after a board meeting. Our board meetings for the rest of the year are the 17th of August, 5th of October or 30th of November. So it was whether members had any preference as to which one we would suggest.
Can I mean, if you want to do the, we could either do the August one, which will be after this, or the majority of the summer, which might give us an indication of how things have gone through the summer period. Equally, if you wanted to wait a bit later in the year, but it might be quite nice to catch up with them in August. So we're happy with that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, thanks. That'd be
Okay,
good.
I'll suggest the August meeting, and if there's any issues, then I'll report back to the board. And just on the August meeting, and after our slight hesitation for this one, am I right in thinking that we're planning on a hybrid meeting for the next board meeting, convener, just so that I can start making the arrangements with committee services, because there are bits and pieces to do in the chamber.
If we can plan for a hybrid, and obviously we'll move with the guidance as it changes.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. I will do that.
Very much.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. Arlene, can you switch off the recording? And thanks, Diane, Karen, Alan, for all turning up.